Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Give me a moment while I get everything all fired up. Happy Memorial Day. Happy belated birthday to me. Your girl turned such and such years old like a few days ago. I ain't telling y'all how old. Uh, hey, everybody. Give me a moment. We have some really fun stories today. If you are listening on Clubhouse, um, you may have missed my extra broadcast I did on Wednesday. Hey, Andy. You may have missed the extra broadcast I did on Wednesday. I did it specifically to break down the facts of the whole Walmart Juneteenth ice cream and the fabulous dancing dolls controversy that was happening. So if you missed that, check my Hey Candy Cape Cod DC, check my last recording if you want to catch up on that, because I broke down everything that was happening, what was done right, what was done wrong. So if you were interested in those stories, check back on my last broadcast. Okay, for those of you who are new here, we're getting started at 8:05, and I will let you know exactly what's going on around here. The last week has been very eventful. Like I said, I celebrated a birthday. It was my dad's birthday. There was a lot going on in the news, both fun and not so fun. But we move on. And we're going to have some fun today. We have stories about Winnie the Pooh. Winnie, it's not the Winnie guys. We have stories about, um, for you Apple lovers, something else that you guys can spend hundreds of dollars on. If you are a guitar fan, there is a story for you. Putin is doubling down on his intellectual property war against the rest of the world. BLB is in the news again, and as usual, it's not good. Justin Timberlake just came up with some good money. What else? Hello, Chrometastic and Grateful. Jehovah's Witnesses got in trouble in court. And the Republican Party is fighting amongst themselves. These are just some of the stories that we're talking about today. We're getting started in a couple minutes. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab something to record or write with, whatever gets you ready for this show, okay? We're going to have a fun time on tonight. All right? Yes. So I'm really excited we've got a full roster of stories, 8, 9. We might not even get to all of these. We'll see which ones we get to. Okay. But yeah, this show is about, learning the business concepts and legal concepts that you need to know to be a great business owner. But we have fun with it because we use pop culture and celebrity news. So at 8:05, we will get started, and you guys can get the full show. All right. Oh yeah, and we have an update on the dancing dolls as well. Dancing dolls update. Okay. Is it 8:05 yet? Not yes, it is 8:05. So let's get started. Um, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, depending on what platform you are receiving this broadcast, I am Natalie Pure Lewis. Hey, Derek. Yes, today is a holiday, but I still need to see my people. If you're wondering who I am, I'm Natalie Pierre Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So things like making sure you have your articles of incorporation, getting your DUNS numbers and EIN numbers, making sure you have contract templates for clients and partners. Intellectual property protection, so trademarks, copyrights, and patents, and also hiring and training strategies so you don't get sued for discrimination. Okay, these are just some of the things plus more that I help you do. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you do these things, I'm happy that you asked. I'm a licensed attorney, have been one for almost 16 years. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it, okay? So that is why I am here. Um, Excuse me. So this is so if you're in the startup phase of your business and you need help with any of those things or more, any business legal issues, hit up your girl. You can connect with me at linktree/NPL consulting firm, linktree/NPL consulting firm, linktree/NPL consulting firm. That is the link on all of my social media platforms. At linktree/NPL consulting firm, you can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you are a first-time client. You can also download my free biz launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. All right. Linktree/NPL consulting firm is also where you can access my digital products. Like we are focusing on intellectual property, or we've been focusing on that for the last couple of months. So you can pick up the Protect Your Biz video training bundle where you learn all about trademarks, copyrights, and patents. Linktree/NPL consulting firm is also where you can connect with my other social media platforms. So there's a lot going on there. Go to Linktree/NPL consulting firm. Okay. So now to the reason why we are here, the show. All right. Just in case we have some people who don't know what's going on here. Here is how the show works. I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that you guys send me, stories that are just, making the rounds, and I pull the ones that have lessons that we can learn as business owners and we talk about them. Okay. So this is a time for you to get involved in the conversation. Ask your questions, give your comments as long as they are respectful. Please understand that my mama watches and listens to this show, and I don't want to have to explain to her why people are cussing. Yeah, so we're gonna have a good time. Get your thinking caps on. And I think we can get started, okay? Before we even get to our stories, I want to do our NPL Nugget. If you don't know what an NPL Nugget is, it is a quick business or legal lesson that I teach in a couple of minutes based on the topic that we are focusing on. And while we're in the last days of May, but we finished our copyright section, we are actually moving into patents this month of June. So for those of you who like to tinker, who like to build, who like to create processes, right? If you ever want to protect an invention or a special way of doing something, you do that through a patent, okay? And there are three types of patents. There are design patents, utility patents, and plant patents. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to, go into the specifics of design, utility, and plant patents. And, you guys can figure out which one applies to you. But if you want the full scoop on patents, copyrights, and trademarks, make sure you go to Linktree/NPL consulting firm and pick up the Protect Your Biz video training bundle. It's 3 ebooks and 4 videos where we go over all of, the intellectual property basics for you guys. Okay. All right. Now we can get to our stories. Okay. All right. So our first story that we're doing is it's actually an update from the Dancing Dolls. Again, if you missed my Dancing Dolls breakdown on Thursday, was it Thursday or was it Wednesday? It was my dad's birthday, so it was Wednesday. If you missed my Dancing Dolls breakdown, check out my broadcast from this past Wednesday, May 25th, where I talk all about it. But basically, if you have been around for a while, if you watch Lifetime, you probably know that there is a show called Bring It, where this woman Diane Williamson, she has been leading and training this group of dancers for over 2 decades that she's been calling the Dancing Dolls, and all of a sudden, Southern University was trying to send her cease and desist and tell her to stop using the Dancing Dolls name because it was theirs. The problem was neither entity had filed any official trademarks up until 2020, actually. So now keep in mind, Southern University, they were established in 18 something. The Dancing Dolls have been in existence since the 50s, and they never bothered to file any trademarks. So Diane decided to file some trademark applications for Southern University's team, Fabulous Dancing Dolls. It was a whole big mess. Anyway, I just wanted to update you that Diane Williams, she has officially abandoned her attempt to trademark Fabulous Dancing Dolls. She literally did it to spite Southern University, and that is not a valid reason to file a trademark. But she has not dropped her trademark application for Dancing Dolls, which Southern University was having the issue with. So there may be some issues, in the future between Diane and Southern University based on, merchandise, because she's trademarking Dancing Dolls for merchandise like, bags and shirts and things like that. But I just wanted to let you know that Diane Williams is no longer trying to trademark Fabulous Dancing Dolls, only the Dancing Dolls. Okay. All right. So now we can move on to our news stories for the night. Okay. All right. If you are an Apple fan, if you own an Apple product, please give me an Apple emoji, whether it's in the chat on Clubhouse or Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere that we are broadcasting. Please give me an Apple emoji if you own an Apple product. I myself own an iPhone and a MacBook. Um, yeah. Anybody own an Apple product? We've got 3 comments here. Thank you, Alicia. Okay, thank you, Derek. Now, hi, Dominic. Now, Apple is really good. Hi, Evie. Apple is really good at creating their own market. There's always lines wrapped around the block when a new Apple product drops. So, for my Apple fanatics here, thank you, the Duchess. Get ready to, empty your wallet again for Apple. Apple has filed a trademark for Reality OS. And they have trademarked it for headsets. So just like you have the Oculus out there so you can get into the metaverse, Apple is creating, or at least they have filed a trademark to create their own um, virtual reality headset that you can use. And I'm sure there's going to be like, all the bells and whistles, and you can connect it with stuff and whatever. But yeah, this may be a game changer for the headset world. As far as I know, right now, Oculus is the only headset out there. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I might be. Um, but when you are trying to figure out, maybe what a competitor or your favorite company is trying to do, sometimes all you have to do is go look at the latest trademarks that they file, because that will give you an idea of what direction that they're going in. So Apple's latest trademark is for Reality OS for virtual headsets. Is anybody interested in purchasing these headsets? Is anybody going to be running to the Apple store to get their their reality OS headsets. If you are, just give me a glasses emoji. If you are not, just give me like the hands up stop emoji. Okay. So if the Apple virtual headset intrigues you, give me a glasses emoji. If you're like, Apple, hold your horses right there, give me the hands up emoji. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. It was my birthday weekend, so I ate everything I wanted, which included cheese and dairy. And I've realized that causes me to get congested. So if you hear me clearing my throat, that's why. All right. So nobody seems to be interested in the Apple headset. I'm not either. I'm really not too keen on this virtual reality. Real life is hard enough. I don't know if I want to get into virtual reality. All right. But just in case you were interested, Apple is probably coming out with their own virtual reality headset. All right. Okay. Next story. My instrument players. Hold on. Derek Bailey said I have an iPhone 8, not exactly a fanatic. I got a 7, Derek. I got an iPhone 7, and I'm riding this thing till the wheels fall off. The Duchess said that she is interested in would be interested in these Apple virtual headsets. Okay, so Duchess, you are a diehard Apple fan. All right, good for them. Derek said, PlayStation has a headset also. Okay, I did not know that. Okay. Listen, technology is not my forte. That's why I don't talk about technology. The legal stuff is my forte. Yes, a 7. What? It works. I'm being made fun of for having an iPhone 7, y'all. Anyway, next story. If anybody watching plays the guitar or ever played the guitar, please give me a guitar emoji. Okay. If you didn't know, like any industry, there are some top dogs in the guitar making industry, one of them being Gibson Dunn. Okay. And they have been in a trademark battle with another guitar design company called Dean for a while, and they recently won their lawsuit, but there is a little bit of there's a little bit of issue. Hello, Leaks Dope. So Gibson, they have two of their designs, the Flying V guitar and the Explorer guitar. The Duchess said, I really want to get into VR as productivity tools. Okay. How is VR different from just like doing a Zoom though? That's my thing. It's like, why can't I just do a Zoom? Derek Bailey said, I play very badly. All right. So Gibson, they have the Flying V design and the Explorer design of their guitars, and their competitor Dean came out with their own their own guitars that kind of look like Gibson Dunn's. And Gibson Dunn, they filed a trademark infringement suit against Dean. Here's the issue though, right? Gibson Dunn, they wanted $7 million for for their lawsuit. They were claiming that they lost sales and they'd lost profits. But the thing is, Gibson Dunn waited a while because Dean had been making these guitars for about 20 years, right? And we have said that you have a certain amount of time to really contest something before it either becomes generic or you might lose your rights. Now, fortunately for Gibson Dunn, they had their trademarks in order and they won the case, but they did not win their $7 million award that they wanted. How much do you think Gibson Dunn got for trademark infringement? How much do you think they were awarded by the court for trademark infringement? Okay. That just said it allows you to go virtually into the space. You can hold meetings, do house tours. Okay. Yeah. No, they won less. Derek Brother said, you snooze, you lose. They won more. 25 million. No. Gibson Dunn only got $4,000 for their trademark infringement suit, and I think they only got that just kind of like for performance, because the judge was like, this is why are you waiting till just now to file this, right? So they won the trademark battle, but they didn't win anywhere near the amount that they wanted for the trademark infringement. So let's think about it this way. Now, I was talking to one of my friends earlier today, and he said that, a Gibson guitar, a good guitar, can cost you several $1,000s. Like, there's this one guitar that he wants that's $8,000, right? If I am a competitor guitar company and I know that the um the monetary penalty for violating Gibson's trademarks are not that steep, is that going to stop me from copying their design? Derek Bailey said they can run more than that. Oh, they obviously can run more than that. I think it was more the court saying, Gibson Dunn, you waited too long. And yeah, you're right, but still, right? So Gibson Dunn, while they won these trademark battles, they didn't get even a tenth of the amount that they wanted, in monetary damages. So for a rival guitar company where you have these high price points, it might be in their best interest to or they might just say, whatever the fine is, it's not going to be as much as the profit we're going to make from these copycat guitars. So while Gibson Dunn may have won the battle, in the long run they may have lost the war, because even if other people are infringing on their trademarks, they're not going to get much. So this could, it's kind of, what do you call that? It's a double-edged sword for Gibson Dunn. So I encourage you guys, check out the Flying V Gibson Dunn guitar, and then go see if you can find that design with any other guitar designer. Okay. All right. Okay, and before we do a quick break, I wanted to update you guys on what is going on with Russia. Now, if you have been watching or tuning into this show for the past few weeks, we have talked about how Russia is using intellectual property as a weapon of war. Russia basically said anybody who had something to say about us invading Ukraine, if you took your business out of here, we are not going to honor your trademarks, right? So you have people in Russia who are filing trademarks for Chanel, for Starbucks, for like all of these, well-established brands. And they can do that because Russia said, we're not going to honor these trademarks for people who, are not supporting us. So Putin, he has doubled down on his petty, okay? And if you look at my stories, I asked you guys how much a ruble is worth in US dollars. And someone came in like the last minute and got it right. 1 ruble, a Russian ruble, is worth about 1 cent. When I looked it up, it said 0.015. Okay. So if you have 1 Russian ruble, which is like, I guess, their dollar, and you bring it to the United States and you bring it to the bank is going to give you a penny, right? So not worth a whole lot. Well, Putin now says, if you are getting any copyright royalties from Russia and you are one of the countries that are opposing our invasion of Ukraine, we're going to pay you your royalties in rubles. Okay. So again, this currency that has dropped dramatically in value, it is only worth 1 penny against the US dollar. They are saying that if you are making any copyright money in Russia, we're going to pay you in our money. So you can't get it what is it, what do you call the exchange for American dollars or euros? You're going to have to take it in rubles, and then you're going to have to go and exchange it somewhere else. So Putin is just making it very, very difficult and uncomfortable for people to, get their just dues when it comes to their intellectual property in Russia. Like I said, he is weaponizing intellectual property because intellectual property now more than ever is so important. It's how people make their money. And Putin is basically saying, well, if you're not going to let us do what we want, we're going to, take away whatever money you're making here in Russia. Okay. All right. Do we have any questions on that? On those stories that we've covered about the Apple headset, the guitar, or Putin? If you do, just put it, in the chat box, and I will respond to it. If you have just tuned in, you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you are looking for legal guidance, I'm your girl. Connect with me. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. Okay. All right. Okay. No questions. Okay, let's move on. Do we have any B.O.B. fans in the house? If we have any B.O.B. fans in the house, just give me a B in the comments. If you don't know who B.O.B. is, he is a recording artist, a rapper. He is also known for being a flat earther. He believes that the planet is flat. He used to date 7th Streeter. He's also known for some other things that Derek Bailey said, what is that? What is what? Derek Bailey. B.O.B.? B.O.B., that's the name of the artist. Okay. Nobody knows B.O.B.? Okay. Anyway, he had a couple of hit songs. I can't remember them right now. But anyway, B.O.B. is in a bit of trouble with his label. Okay. So B.O.B. is signed to Round Hill Music Management. Okay. Round Hill Music Management. And in exchange for them managing him, he has to pay them a certain amount of royalties. Apparently, B.O.B. sold his royalty rights to a third party, right? Or B.O.B.'s royalty rights were sold to a third party. So now the management company is like, you owe us $3 million because you had no right to, sign this away. They are suing B.O.B. for breach of contract because he did not have the right to sell those rights because the management company has a stake in them. Now B.O.B. responded and said that his manager has done some things without his knowledge. So basically he's blaming his manager for doing things behind his back. Okay. And B.O.B. has about 3 weeks to respond before the management company gets a default judgment. Now, what could B.O.B. have done to maybe stay on top of what was happening, right? What should he have done? What are some ways he could have prevented this from happening? What do y'all think? What do you think? Like, for me, the issue is, why does your manager have the ability to sign legally binding documents for you without your knowledge? Right? Shouldn't the manager at least have to, let you know what's better? Derek Bailey said had a better lawyer. I don't even know if he had a lawyer. What should B.O.B. have done? What is as a business owner, because B.O.B. is a business, as a music professional. Now, I know it's not people's favorite part. You need to know what's going on in your business. You need to know what paperwork is filed. You cannot just set it and forget it. Okay. If you are giving someone the power to act on your behalf, you need to check up on them sometimes. This is how, artists, they get robbed by their accountants and their managers because they're not paying attention to the money coming in and out, right? They're just focused on the music or whatever. But look, in this day and age, you can't just be the artist. You have to be a business minded person as well, because otherwise you will get taken advantage of. So regardless of what happened here, whether BOB sold these rights or the manager sold the rights without his permission, he is still being charged with breach of contract because the contract was with BOB, not the manager, right? And that's another reason why you want to make sure you know who is, binding you legally to things, because if something goes wrong, they're not going for that person, they're going for you. So Bob has a lot to figure out in the next 3 weeks. We will see, if he gets his life in order. Okay. Derek Bailey said these artists don't know up from down. Look, Bob is worried about the earth being flat. I think he just, was worried about that and didn't pay attention to where the money was going. When's the last time he came out with a song? Somebody tell me. Okay, moving on to our next story of the evening. Do we have any Justin Timberlake fans here? My love, my love, ay, my love, ay. Any JT fans here? Give me like a noodle emoji. In what's the problem, Derek? Give me the noodle emoji, because when Justin Timberlake, he had his hair in them curls and they look like noodles. Okay. So Justin Timberlake recently made a move that made him $100 million. Justin Timberlake sold his song catalog to a company who basically what they do is go around buying people's catalogs, and he sold his entire song catalog for $100 million. Okay. Now that does not include his songs with NSYNC, because Justin Timberlake did not write any of NSYNC's songs, but the songs from his solo albums, he has sold the publishing rights to Hello Gomez Kalisha. He has sold the publishing rights to another entity for $100 million. Derek Bailey asked, how big is his catalog? I honestly have no idea. Does anybody know how big Justin Timberlake's song catalog is? But while we're doing that, I want you guys to answer this question for me. Do you think Justin Timberlake got a good price for his catalog? Was $100 million a good price? Was it too much? Was it too little? I remember when Lil Wayne sold his catalog for $100 million. I felt like that was very undervalued. But what about Justin Timberlake? Does $100 million seem about right? What do y'all think? What do you guys think? Is $100 million a reasonable amount for Justin Timberlake's song catalog? Derek Bailey said probably. What do you guys think over here in Clubhouse land, in Instagram land? Derek Bailey said they always undervalue certain artists, but you think they undervalue Justin Timberlake, Mr. NSYNC, Mr. Sexy Back, right? I actually think this was a reasonable amount. While Justin does have, a notable catalog, solo, I don't think solo, him and Lil Wayne, if you're just talking about sheer production of work, like how much work is being sold, I don't think Justin Timberlake has more. So anyway, Justin Timberlake has sold his catalog for $100 million. I think it was fair. Now that doesn't mean that he can't perform the songs. It just means that this company that has purchased the rights, they are going to be able to, lease that song out, license it out for commercials and stuff. So they're going to get the royalties for publishing. But that doesn't mean that Justin can't still go on tour and, perform these songs. Okay. All right. Okay, this next story I think is kind of cute but creepy. Okay, I want everybody right now to write in the chat box. Tell me who your favorite Winnie the Pooh character is. I asked this in my stories earlier, and um I got a lot of Tiggers, I got a couple of Poohs, I got one Eeyore. But I want y'all over here to tell me. My favorite character was Piglet. I felt like Piglet, she was always so like positive. Was Piglet a girl? I can't remember. Anyway, Piglet was positive, upbeat all the time. Tell me who your favorite Winnie the Pooh character is. Okay. While you do that, um, Derek Bailey said, wouldn't it be better for him to do that himself? To do what himself? Oh, license it out. Um, no, because first Justin Timberlake is not doing any of that stuff himself. It's probably going through a recording company who's handling all that. So he just sold it to those people, and they're like, I don't see this anyway. Just give me the money now. Anyway, so back to Winnie the Pooh. If you didn't know, hi, Mr. Tibbs. Recently, Winnie the Pooh came into the public domain, right? What does that mean? When you have a copyright, right? When you have created something, you have a certain number of years where you get to say what happens to it, who can use it, and when they can use it, right? And after that, anybody can do what they want with it. So I want you to guys think of that movie that came out some years ago, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. If anybody remembers that, give me a P. Pride and Prejudice is a classic novel, and it is in the public domain. So anybody who wants to do something with Pride and Prejudice, they can do that without having to seek permission from, the copyright holders for Pride and Prejudice, mostly because they're dead, but also because it's been a few, at least 100 years, right? Thank you, Derek Bailey. So the same thing has happened to Winnie the Pooh. Okay, Winnie the Pooh about 5 months ago got into the public domain, and people have been wasting no time. Okay, so for those of you who are horror fans, there is a Winnie the Pooh horror movie that is coming out. It is called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And it is the basis of the story is that Christopher Robin went to college and forgot about Pooh and Piglet, and he didn't feed them. So they've basically like gone crazy because life is hard out here and they're out killing people. So yeah, there is a Winnie the Pooh horror movie coming out. Tigger will not be in this movie because the Tigger is still owned by Disney. But what do you guys think about people taking Winnie the Pooh, taking this beloved character from our childhood, and making it into a horror movie? It's not animated, Derek Bailey. It's live action with CGI. Okay. Would anybody be interested in going to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Now, I'm not a horror person, so I wouldn't go see it because I don't want to see Pooh and Piglet with blood all over their faces. But think about this. Up until now, nobody's been able to do anything with Winnie the Pooh until they got permission from Disney, right? But now, because it's in the public domain, you can do whatever you want. That is why a lot of movies, are premised upon classic characters because you don't have to get permission, right? So I can write a story about let me think. Let me see what's old. What's old? I can do a story about, oh, you remember that thing Abraham Lincoln, it was like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, right? Now, I'm sure that there were books about Abraham Lincoln's life that were copyrighted, but all of that is in the public domain now. So we can do what we want with Abraham Lincoln. I'm trying to think of what else came into the public domain. Um it's also with like songs, like there are certain songs that you don't have to pay royalties for them because they are so common, like the Happy Birthday song. At one point that was copyrighted. Or the uh I don't know. But if please let me know if you understand what I'm trying to convey to you, because I'm kind of drawing a blank on examples. But anyway, Winnie the Pooh has a horror movie coming out, and I will not be going to see it. But if you guys like horror, go check it out. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to cherry pick these next ones. Okay. Um, have any of you guys, if you have ever sent money through Facebook, if you have ever sent money through Facebook, please give me a dollar sign. If you have ever sent money to anyone through Facebook, please give me a dollar sign in the comments. Okay. If you've ever sent money through Facebook. Mm, 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 Nobody's ever sent money through Facebook. Well, they have that pay option. Like, I know that if you go through Messenger and you're writing someone, there's like a pay button. Okay, thank you, Derek. Derek, when you have sent money through Facebook, what service is used to transfer that money? Do they use PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, Zelle? What service are they using to transfer this money on Facebook? Mm, 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 While you let me know what that is, I just wanted to let you guys know that very soon, you won't have to go through a separate service, right? Hi, Cherry A76. Um, Meta, formerly known as Facebook, they have recently filed a trademark for MetaPay. For their they are coming up with their own digital currency. So Facebook is making its own money. And they are calling it MetaPay so that you can send money to people through the app. I mean, Facebook trying to be all things to all people. I don't know why, but yeah. So Facebook is going to create their own digital currency that you will be able to pay people with. Would anybody here be interested in, investing in or sending money, or getting some MetaPay money, right? Um, I'll let you know right now, I don't buy anything off of Facebook. Send me to your online store, okay? But yeah, so Meta slash Facebook, they're coming out with their own digital currency that apparently is going to be called MetaPay. All right, so look out for that. All right. Okay. Y'all are so quiet today. What happened? We were doing great up here, Clubhouse. Now y'all so quiet. Kiva and Duchess. Hey y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right. Okay. Next story that we are talking about. This story is not meant to criticize anyone. It is literally just what I'm reporting. I am not criticizing anyone's faith. Okay. All right. So we all know the Jehovah's Witnesses. They come knock on your door to try and spread their gospel, whether or not you subscribe to their beliefs. That's your own thing, right? But JW's well, I'm not gonna call it JW. Jehovah's Witnesses, um they are very particular about who accesses and talks about their faith, right? um and recently, or the last few years, the Jehovah's Witness legal team, they have filed a lot of copyright suits against different people. Um, but recently they dropped all of their copyright suits because they were about to be um, found out by the judge. Found out what? So apparently, the copyright claims that the Jehovah's Witnesses were filing, they were all against people who had criticized the Jehovah's Witness church, right? And they were using the lawsuits to figure out who these people were who were criticizing the church. I don't know, maybe so they could harass them or try and scare them. And they claimed in their arguments that they had to file these lawsuits because the church was broke, and this was the only way that they could find out who was trying to sully their faith. But come to find out, the Jehovah's Witness Church got an endowment of like $1 billion, right? So it's not that they were broke. They were just trying to use the legal system and use intellectual property to try and scare those who were critical of their faith. And they were about to be found out by the judge. So they dropped all of their copyright suits, and have I don't know, maybe just sulking in a corner somewhere. Either way, intellectual property is very powerful. It can give you a lot of means. You can hurt people with it. You can help people with it. You can weaponize it, like we talked about Putin. You can use it to try and intimidate people, like the Jehovah's Witnesses were trying to do, right? So, intellectual property is very important. But you don't want to abuse it, because if the church finds out that you are abusing intellectual property just to intimidate people, it could really turn around badly on you. Okay, so if you are ever claiming intellectual property infringement, you want to make sure that it is a credible claim. Okay, all right, okay. And last few stories that we are going through, so this I thought was very funny. The Republican Party, or more specifically the GOP, are suing two Virgin Islands. Derek Bailey said the money comes directly out of your account because you link your bank card. You can miss me with that, Facebook. Anyway, so the GOP is suing two Virgin Islands Republican politicians, one by the name of John Kanagata, and the other one is named Robert Shanfarer, right? So John and hold on, I think so. John and Rob, they were all good with the GOP, and then something happened in 2020, and the GOP was like, you know what, Rob and John, we don't rock with you anymore. So let's just cut our ties. Rob and John continued to use the GOP trademark for their fundraising efforts, so much so that they raised more than $560,000. So now the official GOP is suing these two Virgin Islands Republican politicians for for um for trademark infringement, because they were using the GOP trademark without permission. Okay, so it doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing. Intellectual property comes for us all. Okay, the Republican Party, they're like, I don't care if you are a Republican, we don't rock with you, girl. Stop using our trademark. Okay, I know it's the 21st century. It don't mean I got to put my card everywhere, Derek. Okay. But yeah. So I'm very interested to see what happens between this Virgin Islands politicians. Okay. All right. And our final story of the evening, I think this is it's very nostalgic and very funny. Okay. For those of you who are of a particular age, if you ever recorded a song on off the radio, or recorded if you ever recorded a song off the radio on a cassette tape, or you ever recorded a video off the TV with a VHS, give me a star emoji. If in your younger years you recorded your favorite song off the boombox, or your favorite show was coming on, but you weren't going to be there, so you set up the VCR to record your show. Give me a star emoji. Okay, I was good for recording movies and songs, right? So, and usually we don't necessarily keep these things. They may get lost along the way, moves, you grow up, whatever, right? um Derek Bailey said busted. I was gonna say I'm too young for that. Please, Derek. Okay. Anyway, so it there in the BBC used to do this broadcast show where they would play songs by the Beatles, okay? Songs that weren't necessarily in heavy rotation, but they play like 5 6 Beatles song, and it was played like it was a live show, right? And this woman named Margaret Ashworth, she recorded these shows because she loved the Beatles. It's like when you were young, you were like, oh, I gotta record my song, and you would write down the lyrics while you do it. Anyway, so Margaret, when she was growing up, she would hear this show on the BBC and she recorded it, right? BBC did not keep any recordings of these shows that they did, right? So they were gone. They were lost in the ether. Um, until one day, Margaret, I guess she was digging around the basement or the attic, and she found the box of recordings that she had done of the Beatles, and she started putting them on the internet, right? She was like, "Oh, I recorded these. I'm going to put them on the internet, and people can enjoy them." Guess what the BBC told Margaret? Guess what the BBC told Margaret when she tried to post these old recordings that she had made on the internet for other people to enjoy? She wasn't charging any money. She was just putting these old recordings on the internet for other people to enjoy. What do you think the BBC told Margaret? Derek Bailey said she should have sold them. Well, not everybody always after making a buck. Some people just want to release art in the world. What do you think the BBC told Margaret? What do you think? What do you think? Absolutely, Derek Bailey. They told her that the shows were copyrighted material and that she cannot just post them on the internet. So Margaret has to take down these recordings. Now, keep in mind, the BBC don't have copies. Margaret has the only copies, and they're telling Margaret that she can't put her recordings on the internet. Again, that is the power of copyrights, okay? Because the BBC still owns that material. Okay? So good luck, Margaret. Listen to your songs in peace. All right. Okay. Do I want to do these? No. Anyway, so those were the stories that I wanted to share with you tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Derek, the Duchess, Kiva, Allison Stanley, who else? Everybody here on Instagram. Thank you all so much. Thank you for participating and giving your commentary. If you have any questions about the stories that we covered tonight, I encourage you to ask them. You can put them in the chat box right now, and I will answer them before I log off. So I'm going to give you guys time to put your questions in. I'm going to do, the ending credits and we can get to your questions. All right. So, yeah, so those were the stories that I wanted to share with you. If you have any stories that you would like me to cover on the show, please DM them to me. I love it when you guys send me stories. If you have any business formation needs or intellectual property needs, hit up your girl. Okay. I want to help you be a real boss in these streets and be able to protect yourself and know what you're talking about. So book your free 15-minute consultation today at linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. All right. So if we do not have any questions, we can end here. Again, if you missed my surprise or extra broadcast on Wednesday, May 25th, I encourage you to go check it out. All right. There's some good stuff in there. And I will talk to you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye. How do I end this broadcast?